Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for Scorpio today. So Scorpio, this is a brand new reading for Cancer season. Happy Cancer season and happy summer solstice. I'm recording this on June 21st. So yay! So what we're going to be doing is this Cancer season reading. So that's represented by the Chariot card. It's a major arcana for Cancer. And so we're going to be looking at the staff, what your strengths are, the basically the Chariot, what is protecting you, and the two rear wheels are going to be past influences. Okay, what are some past influences that are driving you forward? Okay, and then the sphinxes in the front, those are going to be where you are headed and the energies that you're carrying with you. And perhaps through those cards we can see how they can balance each other out and also could be at odds, because as you know, part of the Chariot is finding balance in your forward movement and how you're embodying your current situation, how you're embodying your life. And if you see me get distracted, my cat, Gail, she is, sometimes she likes to claw the carpet. I don't think she's over here now. Okay. So anyway, and then we will look at the outcome, okay? But I did one of these readings so far. I did the Cancer one, and I'll be posting that tomorrow. And so this one is for Scorpio. Okay, I'd like to invite Spirit in with so much grace, gratitude, and love, and respectfully request, please and thank you, a message for Scorpio's greatest and highest good at this time, in their forward movement and how they are embodying their life in Cancer season and onward. This is for Scorpio. Oh, and the other one is your crest. What is protecting you? Well, no, not what's protecting you. That's the Chariot. Your crest is basically your outward presentation, right? What you are leading with, the energy that precedes you when you are moving forward. Okay, and it can also stand for your reputation. Okay, so let me see if I have. Okay, because what I want to do is take out the Chariot. You can fast forward through this part. I totally forgot to do that. My apologies. This is definitely a new reading. It's the second time I've done it. And so, apologies for the clumsiness here. Hopefully, you guys won't be too hard on me. Just fast forward this part, okay? I'm working with this new deck, and I did some readings last night with it, and I was just astounded at like how clearly it spoke to me. And so I'm really excited to use this deck. It's called the Antique Anatomy Tarot. It's very cool. It kind of reminds me of those old-timey illustrations in those old medical books. Okay, let's see. Come on. I'm telling you, if I get all the way through this and it's like the card right on the top, and if I don't come across it, or if I skipped over it, I'll just move on with the reading. Ah, there it is. Ooh, very nice. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so there you are. I know that's Cancer's card, but that's the card for the reading. Okay, let's get into it. So Scorpio, what is protecting you right now? The High Priestess. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Very nice. New emotional experience, could be a new love coming in for you. It's just something that can also be overwhelming to a degree, but ultimately it's a very positive card. You know, it's a brand new beginning in some sort of emotional experience. Okay. All right. So with the High Priestess being what is protecting you, like what your strength is, rather, that's your intuition. And you're a very intuitive sign, Scorpio. So your intuition is your strength right now. This can also be an invitation for you to go beyond the veil and really do some, do some soul searching, really, not necessarily hermit style, but, with the High Priestess, she is the gatekeeper, and you don't know what's in the scrolls that she holds, but the scrolls are different for everybody, okay? Hey, Gail, can you please stop clawing the carpet? Okay. So, where was I? Either way, your intuition is really strong right now, okay? And you may be called to do some work on yourself, your emotions, your psyche, all the things, making those connections with what your inner knowing is, okay? Okay, so then the what is protecting you is the Two of Swords. So, you could be in a stalemate position right now. You could not be saying something about whatever it is that has been on your mind. You've had a couple of things on your mind, it would appear, and just staying quiet right now is kind of where you're at. Stalemate energy, you could be wanting to have a conversation with somebody about something. And, your protection is in your silence, basically. And that's the other thing with the High Priestess. She doesn't reveal things, so that's a very secretive, that's a very quiet energy as well, okay? So that's interesting how your strengths and your protection are working in tandem right now. So, and as I'm reading this, I get the sense that you're just kind of laying in wait, maybe, pardon me, maybe you are going to reveal this thing or have this conversation at some point, or perhaps what you're doing is just kind of sitting back and being with it and seeing how things play out before you make any moves. Okay. So that's what's protecting you. So your past influences here. You have the Fool and you have the Knight of Cups. So the past influences driving you forward in this Chariot is your want for a new beginning, and not just any new beginning, a new beginning in love, and for you to be in the active position of offering your cup. Okay? And that's really interesting because the overall oh my God, I started coughing a ton with the Cancer reading too that I did like just a couple nights ago. So anyways, my apologies for that. So what is driving you forward, like the past influences for you, is that you had wanted, like you had offered your cup up, or perhaps you're in this spot right now of wanting to offer your cup, but your intuition is telling you not to at this time, okay? Because you really want to like guarantee, or maybe not guarantee, but whatever it is that's going to maximize your chances for this new beginning in love, this Ace of Cups, you're holding it close to the vest right now. You're not showing that or even talking about it just yet. But a past influence is that you did want a new beginning in love, and you wanted to be the one to be the not the aggressor. That's not it at all, but that's the word that came to mind. The initiator. Okay? The initiator. And I really like how this is coming together with the Chariot. It's like the Chariot is about embodiment and moving forward. And we are at the very, very beginning of Cancer season. So, I see that this could be playing out, throughout the next month, Okay? All right. Now, what precedes you? Your crest. What is the energy that people can see? And so that's the Page of Rods for you, okay? So, beginner energy, going towards, like, you have what it takes in order to move toward this new passion that you have, and it could be a new passion, it could be an old passion that you're reinvigorating, who knows? But, with the Page of Rods, it's like you're in the beginner energy. I see the pages as the fools of the suit that they're in, and with the rods, it's also a part of identity. So you could very well be at the doorstep of kind of like a identity formation here, whatever you're going after, which I'm inclined to say it's a partnership, a relationship of some kind, or some sort of new love offer that you want to make. Okay. Now, what are the guiding forces and future movements, basically, these guiding forces? And they could also stand for future outcomes. Okay. Even though this is the overall outcome, is the Four of Cups and the Tower. Guiding forces. Four of Cups and the Tower. If you were going to be, and you know what? That tells me that that's why that's part of the reason that you're not moving forward right now. Perhaps that's the fear, right? Or you could even be in a space or think that, well, what if I get there and I'm just disappointed? That's a possibility. The future outcomes or the guiding principles we can also see those as projections into the future. So perhaps you're not feeling confident enough to fully move forward in this and initiate this cup of love here, this new emotional experience, because you think it's just going to take a dump anyway. This is the way I'm seeing it on the table, right? The Tower over on this side, your left, my right, and the Four of Cups. This gives me a feeling I'm hearing the phrase of like, well, why try? It's just gonna fail anyway. Why try? It's just gonna fail anyway. So we'll look more into this. And like I had said a little bit earlier, perhaps this Page of Rods is not just wanting to start something new. It could be wanting to start something again. Because otherwise, how would you, like maybe this was something before that failed in the past. Could also be that, Doesn't even have to be that same person. It could just be a general experience or projection onto future love endeavors, because of past experiences in love where it just like ended up conking out, where maybe you found that you would get bored, right? You would get bored and then the tower would come down. Or there would be a kind of this harumph energy around, and I'm not trying to come down on you at all. I'm sorry, like if that's how it's coming across, because I'm just reading how the cards are coming out. And that's the thing. Whenever we have those kinds of feelings, if we're projecting this into the future, well, it's just going to be a bummer anyway. It's not going to work out. Like that is a lot of very rich information for us to have. I'm so sorry. Gail. I'm rolling my eyes at the cat. She's like clawing and I'm like, Gail. She's like, meow. It's like, ooh. She's 7 years old and she's like this super chonky cat. I should show her to you guys before I finish the reading, but she's super funny. She's definitely, I call her my middle-aged lady. I say, we're a couple of middle-aged ladies. So anyway, back to the reading. So the thing is that if you're projecting that into the future, I mean, these are your sphinxes here. This is what is guiding you. So if this is the energy that you're being led with, well, it's like it wouldn't even have any choice but to go that way. So I think that this is really good information. If this is how you feel about the situation and this reading is resonating with you, I think that this is an invitation for you to really sit with why that is, what's up with that, and then maybe do some journaling and then even kind of do like an audit. Have you ever seen that movie? It's called High Fidelity and it's with John Cusack, and he basically has some sort of, come to Jesus kind of midlife issue. And he's like, well, I really need to go back and like interview all my significant, my ex-girlfriends or whatever that I was with for like, at least a year or so and a half, whatever, and to just check in with them, be like, what was your experience of me? So I think that this is an invitation to do like a little self-audit, okay? And you don't have to go and interview all your ex-partners. But I think that it would be enough to journal out, and then not be like, oh, I was with this person and they were this and they did that and them. This is about you being like, how did I show up? What was my response? It's just kind of like just really looking at how you showed up in the relationship. And then maybe what were some of the preemptive signs that things were starting to kind of like disintegrate there. And then really pay attention to that. Like, what did that look like? Because I think that it's important that if you're going to be moving forward and offering your cup of love, you need to feel like, you need to embody this crest energy, this Page of Wands energy. You have what it takes. It feels very vulnerable because it is beginner energy, right? That's the kind of the stepping up. You've already made it through the Ace through the 10, okay? And now, it's like baby steps, Page to Knight, Queen, King, right? And so it's an evolution. You're at the doorstep. You have what it takes to pursue this passion. However, your mindset is, I think it would warrant some reflection here, okay? because it would appear to me that your intentions feel good, but there's something about your strength is you do have a strong intuition about this, and you're being protected by the Two of Swords, which is secretive energy. So it's like secretive, it's like double secretive. So perhaps, and we'll get into it with the clarification for sure. And I'll get to that in just a sec. I get the sense that this is like fear also. It's fear that's holding you back. Because you have secretive energy right here. What's driving you forward with the rear wheels is a very pure intention of wanting to start a new cycle and offer your cup of love. You're aware that this is a new passion. You're at the doorstep of it. But there's an overarching energy of, well, it's just gonna come down anyway. So the way in which we ensure that our future endeavors, because this kind of energy, I know that the magician isn't here right now, but if we were to project that into our future, that's what's going to happen, right? That's just kind of where it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So with regard to the journaling and everything, the invitation, I told you it would be a good idea to reflect on past loves, do a self-audit, those kinds of things. That is going to be how you build a strong foundation inside of yourself, right? Because when we have a strong foundation, then the tower will stand. But if we don't have a strong foundation, if we go into situations thinking that's going to take a shit anyway, then of course, right? So I think that's a really good idea. And, really look at what's behind the Four of Cups energy, okay? It's kind of a very, there could be a little bit of depression going on, right? Could be a bit of a depression. And it's just, journal prompts like, what satisfies me? What ended up dissatisfying me, in your audit, right? It's like, where did I begin to become dissatisfied? When did I begin to get bored? And is that connected to, how did that affect connect, and that presentation connect with how I was feeling inside? Sometimes people can have deactivating strategies when they begin to get close to people, and then they're just like, bah, and they shut down. But the thing is that it's all unconscious, right? It's like kind of an unconscious thing, but it'll be like they'll all of a sudden automatically start seeing, micro expressions in the other person that just turn them off so bad, just like finding little things that's just, oh, no, yeah, this person's like, no, they're not for me, Okay. So for the outcome here, it's the Six of Cups. So, yeah, this could be reconnecting with somebody from your past. This is soul tie energy, soul recognition energy. I believe that this is also an invitation for you to reflect on your past, like I'd been saying. Okay. All right. What do we want to clarify first? And I may or may not do all these. Definitely want to do the Two of Swords. It's like, what's that about? I mean, I feel like the Two of Swords is fear. And also, there could be an element of you knowing yourself. You're like, yeah, I know that when I move forward and try to pursue a relationship that I get bored. So we're definitely going to clarify the Four of Cups. Okay. Let's look at what your intuition is telling you right now. It'll probably be like, the High Priestess again, the moon. We're like, okay, thanks. So you're not supposed to know right now. So let's see. Okay, the High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here, Spirit? High Priestess? High Priestess? High Priestess. Okay. So your intuition, the thing that's tied to your intuition, okay, we got the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So what comes to me straight away is perhaps your intuition tells you that, you have a very high libido, and then that's not a judgment, of course. It's like there's a lot of libidinal energy here, okay? And that libidinal, there is sadness where your libidinal energy meets with your nurturing energy. There is something about your love, your nurturing, your sense of growing, and your sense of commitment, because Pentacles are long term. Queen and King of Pentacles is a very committed energy. Like, they're not commitment phobic, right? It's like they'll plant the seed, and they'll also see the seed through, to fruition, and through the first season and the second season. It's like, this is earth energy here, right? So there is something, and this can be another journal prompt. If this is resonating with you, this could be another journal prompt, like where my sense of nurturing another person and nurturing myself and wanting to commit and grow something, deepen it, have it be rich, like rich soil. What is the pain between that beautiful energy and like this other beautiful energy of libido and sex and desire and delicious, like all the things, right? There's something where those two meet that needs work. That could be what your intuition is telling you, or that's what these cards are telling you right now. That's something to look at. There's a pain there. There's a pain body there, and you need to be gentle with yourself and take whatever time you need to take. But I say you can have some journaling, and when you think of an athlete who hurts their muscle and they ice for 20 minutes and then they take it off for like a half an hour or whatever. I'm not an athlete, so I don't really know these things, as you could tell from my athletic physique. No, so, it's like you can journal, and then you could step back, just give it some space, give it a break, meditate, or just like lay down, like just be there. And, if you're here's something, if you're kind of wanting to receive some answers, kind of get some cosmic downloads, sit with your hands like this, because your hands will be in the receiving position. Okay? Open energy, receive. Because with this clarifying the high priestess, that aspect is hidden. There's some pain body there. Okay. Two of Swords. The Death, King of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. That feels to me like an echo of what I just said. You know, there's this indecision, this Two of Swords, these two thoughts that are at odds, right? And I feel like that, and I could see that that is further amplified by this Eight of Swords energy, okay? So that's like double in your head energy with your love, your King of Cups. I mean, this is really, and how like, it's like, you know, death. It's like, how can I risk doing that if it's just going to end one day? Maybe that's what this is. One of the last times you had your love and your passion really meet and really coalesce, that something didn't work out. And so now it's like what protects you is your silence and your secretiveness. But your intuition is telling you that you need to work on those things in order to fully move forward and live your life and be able to love fully with your heart, because the King of Cups is a very loving figure. He's a very loving archetype, right? There's compassion, there's empathy, there's emotional stability on the inside. And this archetype can really show up very calm in a crisis, right? And then if you look at this, it's like, look at those waves in the background. They're just like all over the place. And here he is, like, what is he on? Some little like floating dock. So a little floating platform with a throne there, just kind of out in the middle of the ocean, right? And everything's kind of just like topsy-turvy, but he's cool as a cucumber. Which I feel like this speaks to how you've been showing up, Scorpio, with, you know, you've probably been putting on a good poker face when you're around this person who you want to offer your cup to. So there's something about this death, you know, it's like, okay, love equals death, or like, gosh, like I can't go through that again, I'll just die, or like, what if that ends, you know, which totally ties into this energy up here. Like I can't move toward that. It's just going to take a shit. Yeah, honey, this needs some healing. This needs some healing. Because you really want to start. You really want a fresh cycle. This is going to be a long reading already, because I'm like, ooh, I want to, not ooh, like in some like weird voyeuristic way. It's more like, I want to look into all these now, you know? Okay. The Fool. Knight of Cups, the Fool, brand new start. The two energies is that and the Knight of Cups. This is what is propelling you forward, right? It's not necessarily, it's like these are the past influences, okay? Knight of Cups, that's the new cycle you want to start. Then you have more anxiety around that. This is like each one is just echoing. And then the Strength, so you've been holding yourself back. You've been holding yourself back. Like I was saying, the Two of Swords, all the things. Knight of Cups, because you have a lot of worry here. What if this doesn't work out? What if this doesn't work out? Yeah, that's exactly what that's saying. It's like there is fear every step of the way. I think the way in which to, because the thing is that, listen, all of this coming out is not, absolutely under no circumstances is this fodder for self-deprecation, okay? Like this right here is such a real human experience, and so incredibly like, I mean, it's unique to you because it's yours, right? But don't feel like, oh my God, I'm a freak. You know, like this kind of shit is real. It's real. And that, given that it's here a lot, is that just speaks more to how badly this wound was. So honestly, I really think that this is an invitation for you to heal that wound, or at least start to heal it, right? You need to look at it. You need to talk about it, journal on it, any kind of modality that has worked for you in the past in healing parts. And don't think that you have to be 100% healed before you ever offer your cup to anybody, okay? Like, it is enough to be a work in progress, because we're all works in progress, okay? So let's look at this Knight of Cups. Or no, yes, Knight of Cups. Six of Cups, and that's the outcome. Aww. This is your little soulmate. It's your little soulmate, your little playmate. The World and the Four of Cups. Aww. And the Four of Cups is here. And that resonates with what had been said before. You know, whenever I get into something, I get bored. You know, here's this soulmate here. And, you know, I mean, it's just going to end up wrapping up like all the other cycles. I mean, the Four of Cups energy is very much like a person who's like, the energy is that someone who is pretty walking around in a very wounded space, but they might not even be fully in touch and aware with exactly how much they are hurting, you know? So they just kind of become a little bit cantankerous? A little bit cantankerous. Oh, yeah, that Six of Cups is so sweet, but it's like, despite that soul recognition, Let's look at this Four of Cups here. Yeah. It's really an echo of the theme. The theme is playing out it's like playing out, and it's a little bit nuanced. It's like, here's the old wound, here's the fear, here's more fear and holding oneself back in this endeavor, the idea of the endeavor, the idea of enacting it. And then the whole, like, you know, what do I have to offer? What do I have to offer this person anyway? You know? And then here's another energy. What if I offer them my cup and they reject it? Right? Because look, it's like there's the hand of fate offering the cup. And then the person's like, ooh, you know? So this could also be your fear of how they will respond to you. But man, look at that. With this energy though, aww. It's like there's already a cup being given. And being accepted, right? Okay. And there's something as I look at the world, because the world is deeply significant. It's a major arcana, okay? This can be the closing out of a cycle, but this can also be a leveling up. So perhaps, this soulmate energy here, and because this is somebody you know. This is somebody you know, I think. That's what the cards are saying. If that doesn't resonate, as I've said before, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You just kind of glean the main themes here, okay? But it would appear that this is somebody you already know, you have history with. You're wanting to offer them your cup, and either you have fears, well, I just get bored, it's going to take a shit, or what if I offer them my cup and they don't accept it? But what is in between here is either the ending of a cycle or a leveling up of a cycle. This is a card that can come out when a new, you know, somebody who just graduated from high school or college, they're done with school. That cycle is closing, but it doesn't mean that they're leaving the field. They're leaving the profession. They're just getting started. They're leveling up, right? So that can also be a part of this. It's like you don't know if I mean, that's the other thing. This is what you're projecting into the future, is the Four of Cups. So that's what makes me think that this is a fear attached to you offering your cup, right? And it could be both, like I've already described. You could have that fear too of like, what if I end up, you know, like, why offer my cup if I'm just going to be the one to fuck it up? Okay. So let's see. Okay, Four Cups. I'm not gonna clarify the little page of wands. Or maybe I should. Yeah, you know what? I will. I will, because I'm that nosy. I'm a nosy Parker. Now what can I say? No, I think that this is significant to clarify, because this is going to show us exactly what you're putting out there, right? What are you showing? How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Because this is close to the vest. This is close to the vest. I don't think your person knows entirely how you feel. Or, you know, they probably, who knows? They might get a sense of how scared you are. If they're an empathic person or an intuitive person themselves, they probably pick up on that, because there's so much strong energies here of fear and holding oneself back. But that's right. You know, the Page of Wands, you could, yeah, we'll see. Okay. Let's do that one next. Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. A lot of beginner energy. Mike, don't fail me now. Ooh, Gail. Gail. I'm not going to throw anything at her, I promise. It's more just like toss it past her so she stops like frickin' clawing the chair. Are you going to come up and say hello? Huh? You want to come up and say hi? It's up to you, honey. Okay, listen. Page of rods, okay? Page of Wands. And you have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Page of Cups. So it's like, it's like with the holding yourself back energy, of course you're going to be treading water in this page energy. And page energy is not bad energy. It's just beginner energy. You're not advancing. And that's what's being spoken to with this Seven of Pentacles. You're continuing to invest, but your investment is not bearing the fruit that you would like to see, okay? You're not going to abandon the endeavor. You're not going to abandon the goal, but it's like you're doing the things, you know, and it's like despite that, this potato plant is giving you some brown leaves. And I'm thinking, since you're holding yourself back, you know, what are you putting into it besides that? I mean, this very well, I mean, I don't know. You have passion there. You have passion there, right? But this, when I see pages, that's the thing. Page of Wands, Page of Cups. Small gestures of passion and action. Small gestures and expression of emotion. Okay? That is what is being presented. That's your reputation. That's how you're presenting. That's how you're showing up. Because on the inside is all of this stuff. All right. Okay. But I don't know. Do Scorpios have deep feelings? I don't know. Yes. I'm a Pisces sun and a Cancer rising. I don't know if I have any Scorpio in my chart. I have for my generation, Uranus was in Scorpio. So a lot of people in their birth chart born in the same kind of era, that's where Scorpio shows up. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what year that is either. It was 78, 45. Okay. Let's see here. Four of Cups. What is up with this harumph energy? Boredom. Rejection. I mean, it would appear that you reject it before it can really even get off the ground because of the fear that it's going to be so painful and horrible, because love equals death, right? Come on. Okay, Four of Cups. Temperance, the Sun, and the Three of Wands. What if something better comes along? Yeah. So this is very common with people who have avoidant attachment style, okay? And I'm not just some tarot reader who's an armchair psychoanalyst or whatever. Like, I actually have a degree in psychology, and I was a practicing psychotherapist for many years, okay? So I know about attachment theory, and avoidant attachment, they're, like I mentioned earlier with deactivation strategies, that happens when people get too close, right? People get too close, and the person with that kind of attachment style will, and it's not their fault entirely. It's not even something that they can even choose. It's just automatic, right? There's just like this claustrophobic feeling that comes up. And if this reading is resonating with you, then you know what I'm talking about. And so then it's like, I'm out. And so, like, one of the thoughts that can come along is, well, what if I do settle down with this person and then I meet somebody else that's like way better? I can't just settle down with this person, you know? So that's what this is, this Four of Cups energy. That's what's behind it. Because with the Temperance, it's kind of like you're buying time a little bit. Like, maybe this, like, kind of a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, you know? But Temperance isn't just a teetotaler, right? Like, Temperance is also a full-on process where you are being changed on a fundamental level. So I do believe that what these cards are telling me is that the Four of Cups and what if something better comes along is a full-on front and a thought that acts as a shield to your change, to letting something change you on such a beautiful and fundamental level like love and relationship. Because the fear is so strong that it's going to end badly. And not just end badly, but so painfully. That's a defense mechanism right there. Your Four of Cups bullshit, that is a defense mechanism. That is a full-on. So when you notice your Four of Cups popping up, you know, I tell people, and I'm telling you, like, not only was I a psychotherapist, I was actually in psychotherapy for a lot of years, okay? And when you, like, I love this thing, it's called the silent observer. When you're the silent observer of your own process, when you can quiet that reactive part of your, like the part where you just feel like you want to react to something, it's like automatic, to just kind of like find the gap in between the reactivity and the response. And the more you're able to heal, the more you're able to widen that gap. And that in that gap is where you can pause, you can breathe. You don't have to do anything for anybody. You don't have to give anybody an answer. You are just being present with exactly what is happening with yourself, inside of yourself, observing your own tendency, your own propensity to react and do that same automatic habituated thing that you do that keeps people away, keeps you away from yourself. And keeps you small, keeps you hidden, keeps you stuck in a fucking pain body, you know, just in this full-on loop where you're not like growing or anything like that. You're not opening, like you can't grow if you're stuck in the past, in some wound of the past that was horrible, 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 you know. But man, That needs to be healed so you can live your life. The Tower, King of Swords, the Tower, and the Hierophant. Overthinking, double Tower. Okay, so when it comes to commitment, this is also an invitation to get in touch with your spirituality. This is an invitation to seek consultation, okay? A trusted advisor, a trusted guide, because you have the Tower twice here, okay? And this is in the Sphinx position, okay? So this is the guiding forces. These are like your projections. Like, this is the kind of shit that you're moving forward with, right? And if you're moving forward wanting so badly to offer your cup to this beautiful, wonderful soulmate, okay? But then you're like, you get there and you're like, but what if something better comes along? You know, it's just like, what? That's not even about them. That's about you, man. What is going on with you? And who is this better person? You know what I mean? That other person, even if you did meet them, okay, say like Barbie walks down the road. I mean, that'd be kind of creepy because she's really kind of like ill proportioned, but be that as it may. It doesn't matter who else comes along, because guess what? They'll never match your idealized projection of what somebody should be or could be. And that's another part of the defense. There's such an idealization of this perfect partner out there. And this is all tied to the avoidant attachment piece, okay? That is also a defense. And that person is imaginary. Plus, when an avoidant person gets into a new relationship, that person that they're with is like so great, you know, because they haven't fully gotten to know them yet. They haven't been able to see, you know, they haven't heard them fart and they haven't heard them burp and they, you know, and then they, oh my God, like all these like real, like human funky things that like everybody does. Like, it's just like, oh yes, that's not perfect, right? And so that's a part of the defense that keeps the avoidant attachment person, the person who's avoidantly attached, whatever, they got that kind of attachment style. That's what keeps them single, or not single, but that's the part that keeps them closed off. Do not bite this wire. I am telling you. Okay? If I see you bite that wire, there's gonna be trouble, big lady. Yes, I know, you big mushy moo. Okay, shush. All right, don't bite those wires. Okay. Okay. Because nobody will ever live up to that ideal. No one will ever live up to that. So, the Hierophant is the double tower next to the Hierophant and the King of Swords. The thing is that logically, like, with so much logic, with so much like mind space, if you lead with this energy and you're so like, because I'm feeling like this is more of a fixated energy, that things are going to go bad, that the tower is going to fall. There's a fixated energy that the tower is just going to come down in the commitment, right? It's just like the mind is like so kind of stuck right there. But not only that with the commitment, but it's like, I feel like this is an invitation to get consultation. Because it looks to me like Okay, your mind is already made up. Like, this is the mind energy when it comes to relationships. And then this is the feeling energy. This is the energy when it comes to the feelings. It's much more sad. You know, like this is the result. First, the tower is going to come down and the people are going to fall out, and then like it's going to die, and then it's going to be sad. And so if you're strong enough in your mind, you won't even, because this is also decision making, right? Strong, stubborn kind of will here. Very, very intelligent person, this archetype, but kind of rigid. Can be pretty rigid. And with the double tower here, that's yeah, rigidly committed to the ideal, the idea that, you know, love and communion are destined to fall. Shit, man. Scorpio. I bet you anything that like anyone who's been watching this video is like clicked off of it like forever ago. Like this whole last 15 minutes won't even be seen by anybody. That's why I feel comfortable to like get up and walk around and grab my cat and all the things. Okay. This freaking reading went off the rails a little bit, but I kind of got on my soapbox about this psychology around this. But listen, this is really, okay. This says to me, ultimately, Scorpio, that your fear has been protecting you. Your pain has been protecting you. And that when it comes to love, how you show up is very like small gestures. And, you know, in your desire to move forward and offer your cup, you hold yourself back because you worry that it's not going to work out anyway. Because once you settle down with somebody, what if somebody better comes along? And so it's really, you know, it's, and I don't feel like this is fixed energy inside of you. You know, I don't think that this is immalleable. This is a reflection of someone who's been hurt deeply. I don't know how, I don't know when, or by who, or whatever the case may be, but it was definitely in a love relationship where love and nurturing and commitment meet passion. That's a source of sadness. There's something that needs to be healed. This is the gaping wound. This is the gaping wound. And this is what needs to be healed right here. And your intuition has been telling you this. Your intuition is telling you this. You know this inside, deep down, you know it. And that's a good place to be. That's a really good place to be. Because if you didn't know it, you'd just be like, I'm just going to cruise on through life and just keep doing this frickin' thing. And just, you know, I mean, and then what? Like the richness and the depth of life, it just don't let it elude you, you know? Don't let it elude you. And let's say you do settle down with that soulmate, right? That 6 of Cups. And then 4 weeks later, you see somebody coming on down the road. That person has a big old thing of spinach in their teeth. That person has really stinky farts. They're not perfect either, okay? All right. Okay. Let's do the outcome. 6 of Cups. Because this is you and your person right here. 6 of Cups. shit. Queen of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you're not letting this person go. Well, this is really interesting because it's Queen of Swords, right? And that doesn't have to necessarily be a divine pairing, but here you are, King of Swords. So there's some, with this Six of Cups, there's this juggling energy. A decision has not been made, but yet you're not letting it go. You're holding on to it for dear life. You're holding on to this relationship for dear life. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, which is the truth of the matter, that you are not letting this go. But you know that you can't, if the longer you hold on, you can't, if you're not going to fully offer your cup, you can't just be in limbo forever, right? And with this Six of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Swords, it's like, what? Because this energy right here, clarifying this soulmate, the soulmate energy, somebody from your past, it's like, is there something about this that's habituated? It's like, are you just holding on to hold on? Is this the person because you think they need to be the person? I don't know. But yeah, there's a holding on here. There's a rigid holding on, but holding back and being in limbo, and then having more mind energy. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Huh. Yeah, I mean, in the finish, it looks like there's still some limbo energy here, because there's a rigidity around that. And that's okay. That's okay. It's just more information. And that makes sense that it's right here. It's like this because this healing has not happened yet. This healing has not happened yet. But there is a want for it very deeply. Even if that's on an unconscious level, your intuition is like totally screaming that at you, as am I. So you get to decide how you want to show up, right? Does this feel good? I don't think so. But, it's all a process. This is where you're at in the process. But ultimately with the Chariot, it's like this is the energy that is propelling you forward in the month of July and maybe beyond. But you have the power and the authority to really start here, to look at this wound, do the journal things, and start healing. Start healing. Because you know what? You're absolutely right. If you were to offer your cup right now without this being healed, it absolutely would take a shit. 100%. And that's not a judgment. It just would. Because these are not solid energies to be offering a relationship with. You have to get strong and stable and be in love with yourself, and not like, oh, I'm loving myself, but like, like you have to care for yourself. Like, where does your nurturing meet your drive and your verve for life? Libidinal energy doesn't have to only just mean, getting it on. It's drive, it's focus. Okay. Okay. All right. Pull an animal card. That's what I have for you for the tarot portion. This was a rough reading for sure, but I think it was a really good reading. Like, I think it was a really, really good reading because it actually highlights like how you're showing up, la-di-da, all the things. I've already explained it over like 15,000 times. Okay. Snow leopard, self-reliance. Okay, fair enough, right? Fair enough. You need to get yourself in a good spot first, okay? You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. Okay, I think, listen to your intuition that you need to heal these things. Okay. We're going to do this surrender, the power of surrender, and that one, and then cap it off with this one, okay? I kind of went hog wild on some decks recently. Oh boy. But, they were on sale. It's okay. It's okay if they're on sale. Okay. But I really like these. This one's called The Power of Surrender. And each card is like, surrender to this, surrender to that. It's really cool. I like it. It's one of my favorite words. There it is. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. I'm going to put that over the 4 cups. Actually, yeah, because there's the 4 cups here, and I'm going to put that over here with that. Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Okay, and then this. I keep checking my microphone because this has been such a long reading. I think of this. Oh, holy shit. Oh my God. Always do your best. Surrender and let go of the past. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. Yes. That's exactly what we've been talking about right here this whole time. Don't you love it when the cards really are just like, here's the message. Rose, joy. Rose is comforting and soothing, infusing your heart and soul with gratitude and joy, and helping you stay centered and loving toward yourself and others when it is needed most. Rose reminds you to be open to the sweetness of life and supports your personal growth, whatever the conditions surrounding you may be. Yes, beautiful. Okay, Scorpio, that was a whopper of a reading. Okay, thank you so much. And remember to do all the YouTube-y things, okay? All right. Take it easy. Okay, bye.